body is overstressed, there's three, you can have all kinds of things happening. You could pass out, you could have heart attacks, you could have ulcers, you could have all manner of different things that will happen when your body's overstressed.
Okay.
Okay? So, but there's three major categories of stress. The one kind that most people think of is the mental thing, the thoughts that go through your head, the things that are going on in your life that are outside of your control, or things that you don't like or didn't expect. And ultimately the stress comes from our response to that stress. Whether you're responding closer to the way God responds, or you're responding more in a natural way. God responds to all stress is unconditional love and supernatural favor. It's like grace. It's like, you know, that's not natural, that's supernatural.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no stress in that life if you can live like that, right? No, there's zero stress. But that's not what we normally respond to.
Right.
You're driving down the road, somebody pulls out in front of you and slows down, and it's like, ah! You know, and you have to learn how to take your thoughts captive right away, because there's crazy people out there.
Give them space, give them grace.
Right? So there's a solution to that type of stress, but most people just react and live in that stage of reaction. And we talked earlier about that signal group of nerves, that green nerve signal that runs along the spine right there. That's the sympathetic stress nerves response. And so all of these nerves basically right through here that run from the hypothalamus down through this chain, and they branch out throughout the body. Those are stress reactive nerves that affect the body neurologically. So if it's mental stress, those nerves are on overcharge, firing off crazy. Mm-hmm. But that's not the only kind of stress that you have. Another kind of stress that we have is from what we call toxins that we're exposed to, not processing and digesting food properly, having leaky gut syndrome, and problems with gunk that backs up and builds up into our system. That's why we talked about alkaline foods and how important it is to reduce that type of stress. This bowel, you may not know this, but the bowel produces 95% of your serotonin in your brain. For you to have no anxiety, you got to have serotonin levels that are up there at a peak. So you know what medical doctors do? They prescribe what they call SSRIs. They're serotonin reuptake inhibitors to keep the serotonin that's wearing out and going bad there longer, to keep it being recycled by the body naturally. Because there may not be enough serotonin produced because you got bad digestion, too much gunky toxicity in your bowel.
How do you relieve some of the, you might remember back in the 90s, there was these things you put on the bottom of your feet that release...
Detoxing,
yeah, is that a real thing?
Yeah, we got one in the office. I just don't pull it out and use it that much. I got all kinds of stuff. Man, I got more stuff that I've done and tried than crazy stuff.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah, so toxicity, another major source of stress in the body. So if you got some life stresses and you got toxins, guess what? You got two of the majors. Guess what the third one is?
No clue.
Traumas. Physical, mechanical loading abnormalities that blocks the normal flow of life and energy to your body that we just talked about. Those are the three majors. And most people don't just have one, they got all of them.
There's a few.
They don't have good digestion. They bloat and they can't eat and their digestion is squirrely. And they got all kinds of life traumas, mental stresses that are negatively affecting their, keeping this signals charged overload all the time. And then they have bad alignment and poor posture. So here's a question. What if you could line the body up and rebalance the stress and take a third of the stress off of your body? And then you could learn about eating better and detoxing, and then I could teach you how to live healthier, not respond the same way, and recognize that God's got a plan for your life, and all the stress and crappy things you've ever had in your life ever are part of an anointing that God's pre-prepared for you to go through. We got to learn how to look at things different in life, So those three types of stress will kill you. You'll have seizures and migraines and all kinds of medical issues and die prematurely.
Straight up an attack from the devil.
Yeah. I told a guy earlier today, I said, Chris, you know the devil's trying to kill us guys? I said, we just need to send him to hell back where he belongs.
Right. Don't even bother putting him in the box.
Listen, God's designed our bodies to be self-repairing, self-healing. If you just have a few of the tools and understand the process and can work with it to have the confidence in your life, don't come here for migraines. Come here to get the confidence that you can live a future, healthier life. That's what you want to come for. I want to know that my body can work and heal itself, and I can take care of my son and live a life of being at ease and productive and fruitful. Listen, God's got a plan for your life. He's trying to bring you to a better place. Always. You got to know that. You got to own that.
I would like to say something.
Sure.